This is QTV News and I am Jenna Basonko. Thank you for joining us. Coming up, deputies defer debate on the President's State of the Nation address for the second time. 2 Army officers Wednesday testify on their alleged involvement in the deadly students' demonstration in 2000. A 2-day training on access to information, advocacy and freedom of expression is underway. And in sports, Scorpions midfield player Ibrahim Sohna to miss the Gambia's 2021 AFCON qualifier against Djibouti next month. Those are our top stories, and now the news in detail. Stay with us. National Assembly members on Wednesday adjourned the debate on the President's State of the Nation address for the second time, pending the appearance of the Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Toure. Aliou Cisse has the rest of that story. Two members of the Gambia Armed Forces on Wednesday testified before commissioners of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission in relation to the April 2000 students' demonstration. Major Wassa Kamara and Warrant Officer Class 1 Lamin Kamara gave accounts of their involvements in the students' demonstration in Janjanbureh and Birkamaba. Babukar C has the rest of that.
With one comment from the Deputy CDS asking him to be on standby with his men due to a reported student demonstration going on. He briefed his men and drove with some to Janjanbureh armed with AK-47s with live ammunition. He confirmed to the commission that there were no rules of engagements or an operational order given to them on the students' demonstration. Upon arrival at Janjanbureh, they found the police station already burned down and the Gamtel booth being vandalized by angry demonstrators. He and his men managed to reduce the tension and disperse the angry students who wanted to set the market ablaze. According to him, he was later joined by Captain Keita. They managed to gather the students at the old basketball lawn of the Armitage High School, while other officers were asked to be outside to arrest students who might want to escape and bring them back to the school so they could address them. He, however, denied seeing soldiers arresting and beating students in his presence, but later confirmed that he was informed about the torture of those arrested and he spoke to the officer in charge to stop beating the students. On the issue of the report from the Gambia National Army, which stated that there was no discharge of weapons by the soldiers against the students and that all the weapons were checked, this is what transpired between the lead counsel and the witness.
Wouldn't a force-line armor check have revealed this fact?
Of course it should have done that.
Did the report show that a force-line armor check was done with regards to the 5 people who were deployed? At least with regards to this one person?
No, it did not include that.
In fact, there was a blatant cover-up of what has happened.
You can say that again.
Thank you very much. I'll move on.
Next to appear before the commissioners was Warrant Officer Class 1 Lamin Kamara, a soldier who was trained on only how to fire and handled a gun. He recalled the incident of April 10th, 11 student demonstration which found him at Farafanya Barracks. As a corporal officer at the time, they were asked to fall in by Captain Babukar Keita, who informed them that there was a demonstration at Janjanbureh, armed with 120 live rounds with 16 blanks each en route to Janjanbureh with the instruction that they should use the blanks on protesters when necessary but should not use the live rounds. On the way to Janjanbureh, 5 of them were dropped at Brikamaba on the night of the 10th April. The following day, however, they were asked to go and rescue a teacher from the school who he claimed the students wanted to attack. They were informed that the students want to set the police station on fire. When they reached the police station, as the most senior man, he ordered his men to put away their live ammunition, but his men refused. He said the students started pelting stones on them, resulting to 2 of his men sustaining injuries. Thus, they had no options than to fire back with blank bullets as he ordered them. He said if his men have used blank bullets or live ammunition, he wouldn't know, as he was not trained to the level that he would differentiate between a live or blank bullets, as he was an electrician. When Captain Keta arrived at the scene and informed him that 2 people had died due to gunshot, he replied saying he is not aware of his men using live ammunition against the protesters, but further asked his men of who might have used a live bullet, which they all denied.
Apart from green, did anyone else exhaust their blank bullets?
Green la fo do ko ten sorondala mi alon ko tal bi fayba.
Ha.
Yes.
Who?
Juma.
Kambi.
Kambi.
La blanco ni.
Kambi finished firing his blanks.
So those were the only 2 who had finished firing their blank bullets.
Mo fulo dronde mi alon ko wol yetal ba bi.
Yes, they were the 2 who exhausted their blank bullets.
Later, it was realized that in fact one of the soldiers lost his live rounds, and this was reported to his commander Babukar Keita, but cannot remember if any actions was taken or not. He told the April 10-11 Commission that all the soldiers that went to the said operation had their ammunition checked after the operation, but accepted that those statements he gave at the time was wrong. Babukar C, QTV News.
The first regional training on program database was held at a local hotel in Senegambia. The aim is to train program staff on database quality. Mam Jara A. Cisse tells us more.
The participants were drawn from 19 countries with SOS children villages. The database training is meant to expose participants on how to strengthen the capacity of program database focal point, as well as to document and to share ideas on the data protection and security challenges amongst others. The key areas identified covered relevant issues in addressing the data needs of all international organizations in working with children in need. Nora Gottardi, M&E coordinator in Austria, explains the importance of program database in all SOS children's villages.
The PDB2 is a database where social workers can collect data of the children and the families, ask them about their problems, about what they struggle with in their daily life, and then make tailored, give them the help they need according to their needs. And so this is the one side. So the social workers work with the database and collect the data. The other side is that the data is then used by management for decision making. So for example, if you see that in a program there are always the same problems, then you can change the program accordingly. So this is the one thing. And the other thing is, of course, as we are also doing fundraising, this data is also used for fundraising. So not the children's data, but the aggregated data. And so we can tell them how many children we have in the program.
She further explains the challenges they face on the security of orphanages and data protection.
One of the biggest challenges for the database is internet connectivity. And this was reported from many users, especially in this region, so in Western and Central Africa. And our response is that we are currently very busy creating an offline functionality, an offline version of the website or of the software, which helps social worker to go into the field if they have even if they have no internet connectivity, and collect the data right away.
As an international organization, the SOS Children's Villages seeks to help children without parental care and those at risk of losing parental care. Benoni Williams, M&E focal point and a representative from Sierra Leone, talks about the new tools adopted by SOS for their work.
There are some specifically the tool. One of the main tools we are going to learn at this workshop is the Program Development Database tool. It is a new tool that SOS has developed, and it has both a desktop platform as well as a mobile platform. So you can actually be in the field and have it on your smartphone, and you can then collect data on the children that we're working with.
The organization aims to help vulnerable children and shape their future. Kader Sangfo, of the International Office of SOS based in Dakar, explains the efforts they are making to help street children in Africa.
The core promise outline the profile of our beneficiaries, because all the children are our children, but we are not taking care of all children. So we have an expertise inside, in-house, and this expertise is basically for children without adequate parental care. So of course, street children are also children at risk, but in SOS we are having some program taking care of these kind of children, but it's not really common because it's not our main focus. But we are sometimes partnering with other organizations to refer this kind of children to make sure that they receive also the adequate services they need.
SOS Children's Village in the Gambia was established in 1982. It is the largest independent non-profit organization and is headquartered in Austria. SOS Children's Village operate in 136 countries. They help homeless children and support families. SOS also offers social counseling, learning opportunities, and give aid during humanitarian crisis. Reporting for QTV News, I am Mamjar Asise.
A two-day training on access to information advocacy and freedom of expression was on Wednesday organized by the Gambia Press Union with support from the National Endowment for Democracy. Aisha Jan has the rest of that.
Famara Jawane, Executive Director of Bekanyankafo, says the training is crucial as allowing people to access public documents serves as a critical tool to fight corruption, hold government accountable, and foster transparency between government and civilians.
In the civil society, it is very, very important. We rely on data, we rely on information for our research and our advocacy, and even developing our programs. And therefore, if accessing that one is easier for us, it will make the work easy for us. But also it will help us, the citizens in general, to hold the government accountable, to ensure, like I said earlier on, that public institutions and government as a whole live up to expectation, and then there will be efficient public service delivery by these parastatals and all government departments.
The Gambia is emerging from 22 years of authoritarian rule, an era where access to information was deemed impossible. The Secretary General of the Gambia Press Union, Sekou Jammeh, says the Gambia still remains the only Anglophone West African country without a law on access to information. A full-fledged democracy cannot be attained in a country where information is restricted, he added.
Issues of right to information is so important. And when you look at it, Gambia is lagging behind in this particular aspect. I mean, as we speak, we are the only English-speaking country in West Africa that does not have right to information law. And even our constitution that we have in the country doesn't even recognize access to information or right to information as a distinct human right, which is quite sad. And this is something that we're trying to change.
Developing access to information culture usually passes through 3 phases, which are passing the law, implementation, and enforcement. The president of the Gambia Bar Association, Saliu Tal, says an access to information law bill has been drafted and will be passed to Parliament by December 2019.
A bill has been drafted and reviewed by different stakeholders. This is the access to information law, which is a combined effort of civil society led by the Gambia Press Union, the Gambia Bar Association, Tango and other stakeholders, and the government of the Gambia, Minister of Justice in particular, and Minister of Information. So basically, this is part of the process of engaging the stakeholders. Like today, we have different clusters from different thematic areas of civil society who are coming together, and the idea is to acquaint them with the freedom of, access to information law and the principles.
The right to information is a duty governments owe its citizens. The training will equip participants to understand the effectiveness of access to information as a tool to promote human rights, development, and accountability. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aisha Jain.
We will go for a short commercial break. When we return, the news continues. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Looking for internet for your free videos, pictures, chats, work, and school projects? Think Free Night Browsing. QCell's Free Night Browsing lets you browse the internet for free. Oh yeah. Get a data SIM, recharge a minimum of $500 and enjoy free browsing after 24 hours from midnight to 6 a.m. every night for 30 days. QCell, Sunyubus. We innovate, others follow.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
To build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your cash power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
With ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. 30 women entrepreneurs are undergoing a 3-day training on financial management, marketing and product development and an introduction to information technology. Aji Fatu Bintumbu was there and she files in this report.
The training was organized by the Ministry of Trade under the Enhanced Integrated Project. Supporting women entrepreneurs is important in national development. It also seeks to improve competition and productivity. Mrs. Nafi Barry, President of Gambia Women's Chambers of Commerce, says Gambian women will be trained to be more responsive in their business needs. Mr. Sidinjai, lead consultant and master associate, said that without building the capacities of small business entrepreneurs, their businesses will not flourish. Hadijatu Jah, participant and founder of J's Creations, says the training is very significant and will have a big impact on their businesses. Women in business need exposure, financial aid, and effective training. The Ministry of Trade, together with other institutions in the Gambia, are advocating for women entrepreneurs to be given the opportunity to shine. Aji Fatu Bintumbu, QTV News.
19 chiefs from Guinea-Bissau visited the Gambia Songhai Initiative Training Center in Chairman North Bank region. Our reporter Lamin Dabo traveled with them and he now reports.
A high-powered delegation from Guinea-Bissau led by the Paramount Chief Augustus Fernandez were taking on a conducted tour of the Gambia Songhai Initiative Training Center. The aim is for the visiting chiefs to see the agricultural training center for young entrepreneurs. Malik Suare, a trainer with the Animal Husbandry Unit, explains the economic importance of animal husbandry, particularly poultry keeping.
If it comes to their economic importance, once the eggs, we use them, we serve as a protein to our system. So the meat also too is very, very important. And likewise, the feed that we are giving them, we have the maize that give them energy in terms of laying eggs, and we also give them damaraj. That feed is called starter feed. When you are feeding them with the animal, at that point they didn't lay eggs. But when they reach at a duration of 6 months, we start changing the feed. That is giving them the pump. That makes them to lay eggs.
Kausu Silla, head of the crop production unit, explains how locally grown crops are cultivated to produce a bumper harvest.
My advice to the young people on this nation is, when they come here, you acquire the agricultural technical know-how, then from here you can go and stand on your own. You will be a self-employee. You can be self-employed to yourself. So it is an opportunity for all Gambians to come to this center and acquire new agricultural techniques, because here, you learn a lot. So from here, you can have your soil improvements before you do all those things. So all those things need to be learned before you venture into agriculture.
Fatu K. Gassama, also a trainer, urged youths to be committed and focused to achieve their ambitions. She further calls on them to learn agricultural skills so as to attain food self-sufficiency. Mama K. Sanyang, a trainee, call on young people not to sit at home doing nothing, but to venture into entrepreneurship.
Songhai is here to recruit young people to be future agriculturists, because without agriculture, we cannot sustain ourselves in the country. And most of the youths are seeing agriculture as is an old man work or old woman's work. No, as youths of this nation, we have to tighten our belts so that we can sustain ourselves with the products that we grow in our country.
The visiting chiefs expressed their delight at the successes recorded by the project, and they appeal to the Gambia's ambassador in Guinea-Bissau, Aliou K. Jammeh, to help them initiate a similar training center in Bissau to empower their youths. For QTV News, Lamin Alaj Fandindabo.
Scorpions midfield player Ibrahim Sohna has announced he won't be available for the Gambia's 2021 AFCON qualifier against Djibouti next month. However, in an interview with QTV, Sohna said he has confidence in the team. Aliou Cisse has the rest of that.
On paper, the Gambia is a better side than Djibouti in terms of football. However, Djibouti's recent qualification to the group stage of the World Cup qualifiers is something to worry any opponent. In an interview with QTV, Scorpions midfield player Ibrahim Sohna warns that the Scorpions should not underrate Djibouti as the two sides prepare to meet next month.
And I know we have 100% chance for me, how I see, to go there and this away game even to win and then come home here and then win again. So with that, the feeling, the confidence will continue in the groups.
Will you be available if the court invites you?
No, to be honest, I am not, because the injury I have even still now, I'm not okay yet. I'm still feeling pain in my eyes and my head. So I even make an appointment to fly out to go and, check my health. Yeah.
The former player with domestic league side Walidan describes his time with the senior Scorpions so far as a great one, but remains disappointed that his dream of qualifying the country to its million African Cup of Nations is yet to come, due to several reasons unknown to the public.
To be honest, I'm disappointed because it's something I want to achieve even before, I'm ending my career to retire. But what I feel, I still have a confidence we still have a chance, because there is still, a chance to qualify.
The current Scorpions coach Tom Saint Faith has come under criticism following the country's elimination by Angola from the 2022 World Cup qualifiers after a two-legged loss. Many have gone far in calling for his sacking, but for Ibrahim Sohna, the coach needs to be given time.
Not like he's playing me or inviting me, but the work he is doing, the extra work he's doing out of even the football is a lot, but people don't know. But you cannot explain everything to the fans. With Tom, let them give him a chance, and they will see. At the end, then they can judge. But now it's too early. Yeah.
While thanking the fans for their genuine love and support of the team, he appeals to them to be positive and encouraging with the players. The former Kasla Hatakuli midfielder who has been without a club has this response for those questioning the coach's decision to invite him for the Angola encounter.
I hear a lot of comments, like even from ex-players, like writing on Facebook. You understand? It doesn't move me, because for me personally, I don't go and call the coach that I want to play, or I don't go and fight to say that I want to play. I'm in Gambia, I have my own personal things. Not like I don't have offers. I can show you on my phone. I have offers, I can travel today. But I have my own personal stuff, like which is like, it doesn't work if I go to a team now. But training and fit, I'm fit. Always when the coach invite me, we need experienced players. What I always say to him, for me, I will never reject the call-up for national team.
Sona, who was one of the team that won the 2005 Under-17 African Championship for the country, was also part of the country's same team which participated in the 2005 Under-17 World Cup in Peru. He later proceeded to the Under-20 side, which finished third place in the 2007 African Championship in Congo, and went on to play in the Under-20 World Cup in Canada. His successful spell with the junior categories opened up opportunities for professional football for him, and he went on to play professional football in Norway, Finland, Kuwait, and Azerbaijan. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Well, good luck in advance to our national Scorpions. Before we end this news bulletin, let's recap our main headlines. National Assembly members on Wednesday adjourned the debate on the President's State of the Nation address for the second time to the 3rd of October, pending the appearance of the Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Touré, who is out of town as we speak. 2 members of the Gambia Armed Forces, Major Wassa Camara and Warrant Officer Class 1 Lamin Camara, on Wednesday testified before commissioners of the TRRC in relation to the April 2000 students' demonstration. The duo gave accounts of their involvements in the students' demonstration in Janjanbureh and Birkamaba. A 2-day training on access to information advocacy and freedom of expression was on Monday organized by the Gambia Press Union with support from the National Endowment for Democracy. And in sports, Scorpions midfield player Ibrahim Sohna has announced he won't be available for the Gambia's 2021 AFCON qualifier against Djibouti next month. However, in an interview with QTV, Sohna said he has confidence in the team. That is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Join us tomorrow, same time for more news. Thank you so much for your company.